special guest, Ron Claiborne. This is me, Kenneth Holmes, here today, and we're going to be talking about various different things about him. So, to the very first question of the day,
Okay.
I wanted to ask you, how would you say, who inspired you when you grew up, and what made this goal?
Well, you mean professionally or
Yeah.
just generally?
Yeah, all in general.
You know what? My father was the greatest influence on me. He was a good guy, a wise guy, and taught me to always do my best, and whatever you choose in your profession, whatever professional career you go after, to be the best you can.
Okay.
He used to say, if you want to be a ditch digger, be the best ditch digger whoever lives. My dad sort of instilled that in me, an appreciation of education, reading, and being ambitious, but being, a good guy.
Got you. So, I mean, just to get to a little bit more to learn about you, how
Yes.
do you feel? Or where were you born? Where were you born and raised?
I was born my father was in the military, in the Air Force at the time, so I was born at the military base in San Francisco.
Got you.
But my parents lived in Oakland.
Yeah, I live in California myself.
Yeah?
Yeah, I was
Where?
born in Virginia.
Okay.
Ever since I was 2, I moved to to California, and
Yeah.
I've been there my whole entire life.
What part of California?
Well, San Diego, I was there a lot
Okay.
for my whole entire life, and then I moved here just last year.
Ah.
So this is relatively new to me.
See, we've turned this into me interviewing him, but that's okay. No, I grew up in LA, though. I lived in Oakland till I was 7 or 8 years old, but my formative years were in Los Angeles, which is where I went to junior high school, elementary school, and college. I'm sorry, elementary school and high school, and I went to college at Yale in Connecticut, and right afterward to graduate school in journalism at Columbia in New York City, ironically just about 10 blocks from where I live now.
So I always want to know, with college for you, like, what made Yale the one for you to go to?
My brother had gone there before me. He was a class ahead of me. And also, growing up in LA, I wanted to see another part of the country. So I made up my mind early on that I wanted to go to the East Coast. My brother went to Yale, so I figured, hey, that's a cool place to go. Had a great time.
For the whole journalism thing, what was your very first job that you start you off with?
I went to graduate school in journalism at Columbia, like I mentioned. The first job I was able to get was as a summer relief job, filling in at a small newspaper in Richmond, California, which is near Oakland.
Okay.
So that was my first in print newspaper. Did a little bit of everything.
Okay, sounds good. So I mean, working in places like you have Good Morning America, right? You're on air. To settle in or just to get in, what are some things that you do?
First, I wake up very early, and I get to the office, and I read the papers, look at the news online to see what happened overnight, because I wouldn't go to sleep at 10 o'clock at night or so. Sometimes there's big news which happen overnight. Sometimes there's things which happen late in the day before, which I was not aware of, so that I have a pretty good idea of what's the most important news to put in these bulletins that I'm going to be doing. Then I meet with the news producer, who's been up since midnight, 4.5 hours before I get there, and we talk about the story selection, the emphasis on the stories, the order we want to put them in, and what the most important 5 or 6 voiceovers we're going to do.
Okay. To wrap up Cougar Spotlight today, here's your host, Kenneth Holmes here, and today, thank you.
Ron Claiborne from Good Morning America Weekend.
Okay.
Kenneth Holmes.
Nice to meet you.
So how'd you end up in Harrisburg?
Well,
The interview continues.
Well, my dad, his sister lives here.
Okay.
Which we were all born in Virginia. So, but she came here after I think it was high school and stuff like that. And then that's how he was like, "Oh yeah, come here. It's a good."
Well, how long ago did you move from California?
Well, this is my very first year. In January, marking January 17th, I want to say.
Yeah,
was my very first year.
It's different, isn't it?
Yeah, way different.
My California brother here. Thanks for the interview. Appreciate it.
No
Thank you.
problem.